Hey guys, T2 out here, Titan Preparedness Channel. We have breaking news, and I kind of wanted to put my inputs and my thoughts on it. It's not really breaking news. This story happened about a week ago. Kind of wanted to put my input on it, my perspective, and how I think I would prepare in that situation. Of course, we are talking about the flood that happened in Michigan due to the dam breaking. So for those of y'all that don't know, about a week ago, May 20th, the Edenville Dam close to Midland, Michigan burst. It collapsed. So for the couple days prior, Michigan has just been drenched with rain, heavy downfall, and the dam just gave way. Over 10,000 residents had to be evacuated. I guess these are my thoughts. So here on this channel, we focus a lot on natural disasters and prepping for those instead of the normal prepping, EMP, World War III, Civil War II type stuff. Natural disasters can happen at any time and have zero warning. Natural disasters are something that are real. It's a tangible thing that we can say, look, this is how we would prepare for it. This is what it caused. Things like Civil War II, World War III, EMP, guys, that crap has never happened. It never will happen. We say, hey, prepare for a flood because a flood's going to come, and a flood comes. Here we say, hey, prepare for a hurricane, and the hurricane happens. They happen every single year. Thousands of natural disasters all over the world happen every single year. So back on point. There was a dam in Michigan. Due to lots of rain, the dam gave way. The dam held back a lake. It was on a hill. When it gave way, all the water had to go somewhere. The water went downstream. I have no clue if the people downstream had any warning. I'm hoping that the people had a little bit of a warning, but again, I have no clue. Even if you did have a warning, how much would it have helped? I can relate in some instances, nothing as big as this. So don't think I'm downplaying this. Don't think I'm insulting the people of that town. So there for the longest time, South Carolina went through the worst dry spell we had ever seen. You could pretty much walk across most of the lake. The last couple years, it has been wet. We've had massive amounts of rain. Couple years back, we had the 1,000-year flood. You can't throw a rock without hitting a body of water where I live. All of the local watering sources, the streams, rivers, creeks, ponds, the 3 lakes we have around us, anytime it puts down torrential downfall of rain, yeah, they flood. I know thousands of people who've had their driveways washed out because of a rainstorm, but we've never had massive amounts of flooding as bad as they did. When I was in the military, I was stationed in North Dakota. They had the Souris River Valley flood in 2012. So that was pretty much kind of the same thing that's going on with Michigan right now. Canada had a bunch of snow. The snow went into the lake. The lakes started building up. They had to let the water go somewhere, so they opened the dam and released it into North Dakota. Those people had a couple days warning, but it didn't help any. Again, hopefully these people had some kind of a warning. I've seen houses underwater. I've seen houses off of their foundation. I don't know the death toll if there is any, but it is a terrible situation. It's going to take them months, if not years, to rebuild that dam, but the damage is already done. You can see pictures and videos of it now, where what used to be a lake is now pretty much a pond. How would I prepare? Number one, this type of situation is the reason you need a bug out bag. You need a bug out bag for quick, grab and go, get out of Dodge situations like this. You don't need a bug out bag for coronavirus. You don't need a bug out bag for power outages. You need one for a situation like this. Let's say you had a 20-minute warning, you could get above the dam. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't, I don't know. Maybe you could get far enough east-west where the water, might not be direct impact on you. If you don't want to build a bug out bag, build a bug out tote. A Rubbermaid container with a bunch of hurricane type supplies in it. Food, water, ways to cook, clothes, battery chargers, stuff like that. That way you can take it, you can go wherever the water's not, and you can go sleep at a hotel. You can go sleep at a buddy's house. This happened at a terrible time. Of course, we're going through Corona right now, and it just seems like every time you turn on the news, something else is happening. I can't tell you that every person in that town had enough money to go stay a week in a hotel. I have no clue. But they had to evacuate 10 to 15,000 people. 10 to 15,000 people is my entire county. So I think of it as, if my county had to evacuate, where are you going to put 15,000 people? We're going to go to the next county over. But still, we only have so many hotels. I don't know where you would put 15,000 people. If we had to evacuate my entire county, where am I going to go? I know some guys from work that live in different counties, but me personally, I'm bringing me, my wife, our 4-year-old son, and we're fixing to have triplets. So not many people can intake 6 people, on top of all of my other family that is affected. So if I show up to your house with 30-something people and say, hey, do you mind if we stay here? You're going to be like, nah, hit the road. So that's something you got to think about. The first way I would prep is make connections. You have someone you work with that lives outside of town. You have someone you work with that lives on the opposite end of the county, or even in another state. If you can make connections with them, maybe they can hold you up for a day. Maybe they can hold you up for a week. But have a place to go. When we talk bug outs, we talk bug out locations. My bug out location is not in the woods. It is at someone else's house. My wife and my 4 kids are going to a hotel. We're going to go across the state lines to a different county. We're going somewhere. But we have made connections where we can evacuate like that. The second thing I would do is obviously build some sort of bug out plan, to include a bag and a tote or something like that. Something that if my wife had 10 minutes of warning, she could grab it, throw it in the car, throw the kids in the car, and be gone in less than 10 minutes. You don't want to be scrounging around your house looking for this, that, and the other when you've got a wall of water coming at you, or when you've got a hurricane coming at you, or when the twister just knocked down your roof. Have a bag or a tote or something that's built, and that way you can just grab it, get in the car, and get going. The third thing I recommend is having some sort of emergency fund, which I understand is very hard to do right now. Again, some people have lost jobs. Whenever you get back on your feet, instead of buying that brand new flat screen $2,000 TV, say, well, disasters happen. Let's set half of it in the bank. Let's set 25% of it in the bank. That way, in case you do have to leave, you can at least pay for a hotel. You can, do whatever you need to do with a little emergency fund. One thing, of course, with the whole evacuation thing is COVID and social distancing and all of this. If you go to a different county or a different town or a different state to stay a couple weeks, they might have different rules than what you have where you're at. It's a terrible situation, but unfortunately it's not going to be the last situation of the year. If you can help, definitely try to help these people. If you can't help the people, completely understand, but please, please, please start being more prepared. If you can, donate to the people. If you can't, pray for them. But yeah, we'll keep y'all updated on situations like this. Alright guys, T2 out.